Wanted me to introduce a little bit of my kind of fringe part of my collection of G.I. Joe. So, yeah, where to begin? This little jar. Now, again, this is a tiny fraction made up of figures that either are awaiting weapons, backpacks, and various accessories, or are custom fodder. So, begin this. These are my green shirts. This will be the Joe kind of general infantry. Joe Army, instant Joe Army. There's probably 20, 30 figures there. And I keep them all in there kind of separated by color mainly. I still have to go through and reorganize things. Usually I have all this stuff set up by color. Red, blue, green, black, you name it. So, my green shirts. This, I've got a lot of guests investigating, but this, just snakes, bag of snakes. They go with
Wait, hold your hand still.
Bag of snakes.
Ooh, snakes.
Yeah, different colors. They go with different versions of the figures. Just don't have them set up yet in the rest of my collection, which the rest of my collection is set up in various cabinets and display cases and so on.
This is just his spare parts stuff, people. He has a massive collection in his office. It's like a G.I. Joe outpost with a couple thousand G.I. Joes.
These are just a couple heads I ordered from a guy who does factory customs. Gets them made at a factory over in China and kind of reproduces vintage figures.
So is that a vintage head, or is that
No, this is a vintage head that he's remolded, or got molds made and casted, and
because sometimes people carve their own heads and then have them molded too.
Well, yeah, those are just
factory repros.
Same with these. These are repainted factory repro customs. Got a bunch of these for a Black Friday deal. Uses 1982 figure parts that have been recasted, and actually it's a mix match and repainted. So
he's got a whole pile of them. I don't know if you can tell.
I have.
Sorry, I'm holding my webcam, so.
I have 5 of them here, and I got another 6 of them already set up. These just have yet to be put on display. They're already complete in the bags.
We'll make a video of his display one of these days. You guys will freak out if you like Joe's.
Okay, this next one, Instant Cobra Army. This is another one from that same guy that did those heads.
So what do you like better, Cobra or
Cobra?
Cobra. Okay.
But you got to have both to kind of balance out the. But this is another factory repro, repainted Battle Android Trooper.
And Matt also repaints and restores old Joes.
We'll get all to that.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. These are just accessories that pop out and fit on his hand that comes apart. Yeah.
Cool, and he has a whole box of them. See?
Actually different.
Oh, those are different?
Yeah, this is my Instant Cobra Army. Wow, that's a cape. I just have to wipe up some paint. I don't know what he's in there for. That's just a miscellaneous figure. But yeah, these are all my blue shirts.
And what do you use those for? Just reproduction?
No, these are actual factory figures that you buy. I just buy them in bulk. And
so do you set them up in scenes and that kind of stuff?
No, I'm waiting for weapons on all of these.
Okay, so those are in production, sort of. You're just.
I need weapons and accessories. There's places online where you can order them. This isn't a commercial, so I'm not going to get into where you get them, but yeah.
Okay, what's this big pile right here?
Oh, these are all duplicates. I probably got about 3 or 4 or 5 of several different types of figures, sometimes more.
So there's spare dudes. You already have dudes on display of them.
Yeah, and some of them are for custom, like this Battle Armor Cobra Commander. I have like 20 of these. I like the armor mold, so I'll redo heads, repaint them, take it apart, use
Cool.
different pieces for different things.
So when you're looking for something specific, you just dig through this to find a custom.
Well, this guy, well, he's a green shirt. I just got him not too long ago. There's a Street Fighter figure. There's another Street Fighter figure from the video game.
So those aren't GI Joes, they're different?
Oh, they're GI Joe.
Oh, okay.
They're just different title.
See, I know nothing about Joes. Matt is the expert.
So yeah, these are like...
He could probably pick up a toy and tell you what year it was made.
These guys, you see I got different colors. I've got like 2 dozen of them. Some, and they're not all in here. Some of them are already in the other room. But yeah, so a lot of these two are just waiting on, it's a mix. There's a red Cobra Commander. Some of them are waiting on accessories to be able to put on display. Others, there's a different shinier version.
So, are any of these like really hard to find and you just got them because they use spare parts? Those are the commoners?
Well, not necessarily. This one's a little harder to get. Not that hard. I have 2 or 3 of this version. No, the hard to get rare ones are on display. They don't get put in here.
Yeah, he got a couple huge glass cases for Christmas a couple years ago. And he's got tons and tons of Joes in there, all set up in dioramas. He has helicopters hanging from his ceiling. It's out of control.
Yeah, there is a vehicle 2 vehicle boxes of miscellaneous vehicle parts that I got from a friend.
Yeah, his friend's wife said it's either the Joes or me.
Actually, no, he needed them for bills.
Oh, but, yeah, okay.
But anyway, yeah, so got all these.
Okay, I want you to show the tackle box of Doom.
Okay.
Or you might have to move it over closer.
And actually, these are kind of hard to get, and they're rather expensive usually.
Kitty.
So yeah, a few more extra figures. I got like 3 or 4 Sergeant Slaughters of 3 or 4 each of 3 or 4 different versions.
So each Joe character has multiple versions out there for multiple years.
Again, these are just more that are just waiting on accessories or are going to be custom parts. This guy, pretty damn hard to get convention figure. He just doesn't have any parts or accessories yet, but he'll go on display as soon as I get him. So,
cool.
Open up here.
This is what I wanted people to
Not yet.
Yeah, okay.
This is just all my paints, miscellaneous things for vehicles. These are just miscellaneous figure parts. This is a custom that I put together. He's just got to have a gun and get put up. It's another custom I did.
Now, are you repainting them, or what do you mean by
different
custom?
parts,
Different parts,
repainted, different accessories.
Okay.
Well, this one's got some painting on it. They're mainly a little bit of painting on what we call lazy bastard customs, where you just part swap. This one, these 2 are painted. 2 of my first customs. There's
Abby,
another
go
one.
away. We don't need to hear you talk.
Here's another one. This is actually custom in process using a...
Oh, where's his head? Sorry.
Using a torso that was casted, a custom sculpt from an online store. They sculpted it and then mass produced them. This is kind of a hard to get figure, except he's incomplete.
So if you get incomplete figures, do you just wait for opportunities to collect the other pieces that go with them?
Yeah, sometimes. Other times I'll just use them for custom parts. Like here's another custom one in the works. The flesh colored is the custom casting.
Pre-painted, right? Before it's painted. I mean, before you put paint on it.
No paint.
No paint. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and here's a head. Same thing.
Wow.
Got another head here.
Cool.
So, yeah, there's a leather jacket. It actually goes to this guy.
So what do you do like when you get a figure from somewhere that's kind of in poor shape? Can you go through the process of what you kind of do to restore it?
Well, some of them you can't really restore if they have broken thumbs or something, because you can see it, but that hand has a little thumb. Plastic dries out after 20 or 30 years and breaks, becomes brittle. This one's not broke, but with that case, if I'm just using them for display, I can take a little bit of putty and make a thumb, glue it on there, call it good. A little bit of paint, nobody ever really knows.
But I mean, like you change out the O-rings and you do the
Well, yeah,
screws.
I'll get to that in a second, where I have all that. Yeah, you take them all apart. I don't have a screwdriver right here.
I think you put it away.
Yeah, put it away, but pretty much you got a little screw hole in the back. Screwdriver, open it up, and then you have, once you open it up, torso unscrewed, you use this one. This is who it belonged to. So yeah, torso opens up. You got the arms that pop out. You got the leg. Your O-ring. They get brittle after 20, 30 years. You have to replace them. There's a little T-hook that connects the legs, screws in here. You open up the legs, pop out the thighs, pop out the lower legs. Screws get rusty, need to be taken out. Sometimes you can't take them out, so you have to cut them out with a Dremel.
He is a master dremeler, by the way.
And
He has every Dremel accessory possible to man.
there's her head. So yeah, those are the parts.
Disassembled. An ex-GI Joe.
Okay, so the part that Jen was always going nuts about.
It's terrifying.
So after I take all the Joes apart, a lot of them are for custom or they're broken pieces on the figures. This is kind of what I do with the broken pieces. Legs, each compartment, and then I got some spare figures in here.
It's like a Joe
Custom
mortuary.
body. Torso pieces, more legs,
In case
some more torso figure pieces. There's a headless Destro.
Headless Destro.
This actually is a piece that Jen was starting to paint for me. This is the part she painted.
Isn't it pretty?
She hasn't finished it. It's been about 2 years.
I'm a procrastinator.
So that's one case.
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'm kind of in the mood.
This is just another case of extra figures. Like this guy, his hat was glued on, so it kind of makes him useless for anything other than customs.
So if anything has epoxy or glue on it, it's really not retaining its value as a figure.
I got duplicates. There's a couple duplicates of Cutter. He's a sailor figure. Pathfinder. Got 3
So
of
do you
them.
know who everybody is when you pick up a miscellaneous Joe figure?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah, there's Zartan, Fun School version, with a comic pack chest piece on. It's
Cool.
Fun School because the Fun School, they have hoods, and the Fun School hood pops off. Like I say, here's another Sergeant Slaughter. I've got like 4 or 5 more of him set up on display.
So what's your favorite Joe figure?
The Fridge, but I don't have him out here.
Oh, you know, oh, yeah.
Because I'm a Bears fan, and the Fridge played for the Bears. This, oh yeah, I got another one in there. This is just miscellaneous accessories. Yes, I have a lot of guns, a lot of accessories. These are all rifles. I got pistols. I picked it up. It's a giant lizard, an alligator.
Giant lizard. Mo, you're gonna eat the giant lizard, aren't you? The dog is trying to eat the lizard.
Whatever. There's a bobcat.
Oh, that's cool.
backpacks, miscellaneous crap, vests, such, snowshoes. So yeah, all these figures, I could give them all these guns and stuff, but the problem is I'm trying to uniform, like with the army. This is what we call an army builder. So it's nice to have the same kind of guns, which all these guns are different.
So if you find a gun you like for your army, do you mold it and then make more of them?
I haven't gotten into that one quite yet. I've done a little bit with swords and stuff, but guns, I'm still
Guns are
working on
harder.
it. Yeah, because the stuff that I use, the poor man's material, so small parts would break off,
Oh, they lose detail basically when you mold them.
and the small parts break off because I don't want to put out the several the amount of money it would take to do it more professionally, because I'm just doing it as a hobby, not to sell.
He has, however, restored several Joes to friends.
I have done that.
Weapons and
This,
vehicles.
just another container, got some doubles. There's Zartan again with the hood. This is a special edition version, kind of cheapy. A lot of people call them GIJoes. That's what I call this one, because it's different figure pieces put together, painted to make it look like another version. But
so did you do that, or did
no,
it just somebody else did
no,
it?
that came like that. They were
Okay.
sold like that. So now got another container. Body parts.
This is gruesome too.
There's all the arms. Got heads, crotches, waist pieces. These are helmets, masks. Got the O-rings. O-rings that I take out of figures that are... See an O-ring that's got like a little indentation down at the bottom. I'll keep them and use them in some figures just because they're still okay. This is more of a brand new O-ring, as opposed to... Well, that was a little rough. You can see the difference. Another one. Oh yeah, here's a really bad O-ring.
Yeah, very obvious difference.
Yeah, that's pretty much it on my pieces, parts, and so on.
Cool.
Yeah, so here you go, Jen. This is what you promised him.
The body parts, morgue, Joe morgue. Anything else you want to say about Joe's?
Yeah, not right now.
Okay. Matt's putting his collection back together.
It's not my collection.
I know it's not your collection. It's his working deal. His fishing tackle box of horror.
Oh, and all this little leftover stuff. This is just plastic. Oh, there's a screw. Back screw. This is all just plastic remnants from when I'm drummeling. It's all over the place.
He drummles a lot. Alright, so that's the video. That's the box I'm always talking about. Every Joe collector should have one.
I'm sure they got this in a lot more.
Yeah, that and a lot more. Okay, one of these days we'll show the collection. And that's it.